Bye.
Okay. I see that people are currently online already, so we'll be starting now. Good day, everybody, wherever it is that you are listening from, whatever time zone you are in. This is the live question and answer session on US scholarship into tertiary programs in 2025. So that's what we'll be discussing today. So quickly, I want to know where you are attending this live question and answer from. So please feel free to drop it in the comment section so that that can make our interaction lively today. So let's start dropping where we are attending from. Things you can say is, probably Lagos, Nigeria, Accra, Ghana, things like that. If you're also watching from the US, you feel free to drop it down below. So before I start taking your question, I would like to share, some of the things that I feel like we all can relate with about my own study abroad journey, so that it can motivate you as well, and also let you know that there is nothing that is impossible for you. So I feel like probably majority of you might know me, majority of you might have seen me on your screen, but my name is Ola. My full name is Ruth Olayinka Oluwafemi, but I mean, I'm just like, let's give people what is easy for them to pronounce. So I go by Ola. I finished my bachelor's degree in 2017. I finished my bachelor's degree in 2017, and I was, ready to relocate to the US, but there was no promising job. There was inflation. Like, there were just a lot of things happening at that particular point in time. I mean, everything that is happening now was also happening in 2017, even though that was kind of like a little bit relaxed. But for me, I began the whole journey in 2019. But before I began the journey in 2019, like in 2017, when I always be like, okay, when I'm done with school, I want to study abroad. I asked one of my friend that was already in the US then, that I wanted to study abroad. And the specific thing he told me is that I should not bother to stress myself, because I finished my bachelor's degree in English language and education, which is mostly considered as a non-STEM course. So he told me not to bother myself about studying in the US, because I was not going to get scholarship. So that kind of like discouraged me a little bit, and that's why I did not start 2017 when I left school. But in 2019, after I figured I just kind of got tired of everything that was happening, and I told myself that I needed to find questions to the answers in my heart. So something I started doing in 2019 is I started researching program, and at the end of the day, after so many trial and error, I was able to land 6 fully funded scholarship. And I did this by researching. I did this by going through various online forum, reading all the different resources that I could lay my hands upon, because I was determined to find schools and opportunities that aligned with my own interest. Now, my own research took time, and that is why you're on this live question and answer, so that I can help you navigate your own research process. My research took time. I tell people, like, don't be like me. I mean, if you have somebody that has navigated that process, you should not. I mean, we learn from people's experience. The reason why mine took time is that At that particular point when I was applying, nobody was talking about non-STEM program. Now I feel like people talk about non-STEM, but at that particular point in 2019, nobody was talking about non-STEM. All the people that was seeing were majorly talking about STEM program. So I tell people, don't be like me, learn from other people, and you can also learn from me. And that is why you are live on this question and answer. So like I said, after that, after so many moments of trial and error, I secured 5 fully funded scholarship and 1 partial scholarship. So if you look at the screen, you see one of my admission letter, Oklahoma State University. I did not end up going to Oklahoma State. I went to Miami University. But yeah, also not only did I get this scholarship, I feel like what made my story more interesting is that I didn't have to write any exam. I didn't have to write anything. In fact, I didn't even have to submit official transcripts. So I did this. The only thing I did was submit application fee for some of the schools, because for some other schools I got fee waiver. So I did this without writing any single exam, not GRE, not GMAT, not test of English proficiency. So, and after this, I've helped a lot of people. Like, I receive testimonies literally almost every day. People, saying thank you for how I've helped hold their hand to study abroad. So they are actually, testimonies from me helping people, because my goal is for everybody to know that they can actually study abroad. And my goal is to debunk that rumor that non-STEM students cannot study abroad, because I feel like that kind of affected me. Imagine if I was already in the US in 2017, I feel like I would not be where I am. But I mean, at the end of the day, everything worked out for my good. But I'm sure that there are a lot of people in Nigeria right now that are having doubts about whether they will get scholarship or not. So that is my goal. My goal is to debunk, and my goal is to say that no matter your condition, no matter your story, no matter your situation, you can get fully funded scholarship. So as you can see from the screen, this is one of the person I mentored. Her name is Lola Day. She said she got scholarship. She said, I got my visa approved this morning with 21,000 US dollars, which honestly is even more than 21 million right now, because $1 is 1.5. So that is, we are talking about 25 million naira in scholarship. Thanks for the mock session you organized a few weeks ago. So I'm sure, like, I've been talking about STEM and non-STEM students, and you all are wondering what STEM means. So STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And you, of course, like the field that involve like science, all those lab work, biology, chemistry, physics, technology, computing, programming, software, data science, all of those are under technology. And engineering, designing, mech engine, electrical engineering, petroleum engineering, all the engineering that you can think of, basically. And then mathematics, of course, we know mathematics. We all did mathematics at one point in our life, whether in primary school or in secondary school. We've all done mathematics. So mathematics involves numbers, calculation, problem solving. So if you have a degree in any of these, or if you are looking to go for a degree in any of these, you are considered a STEM student. Why? Every other thing that does not fall under this is considered as non-STEM. So like English, non-STEM, law, non-STEM. So all of those are considered as non-STEM. So some of the examples of career in STEM courses is like doctor, software engineer, data scientist, and so on and so forth. Now, I think I kind of already explained what non-STEM is. That is humanities, that is social science, that is business, and everything that is not STEM course. So, and I'm here to just tell you that regardless of what career path you want to choose, whether you're in the STEM or you're in the non-STEM, there is something for you. You can get scholarship. I want you to debunk that myth that you cannot get scholarship. I want you to debunk that myth that only rich people can study abroad. I want you to debunk that myth that you cannot get fully funded, because I feel like majority of people say, oh, only the rich can study abroad. But when I was in Nigeria, I'm not even going to say that I was rich, because I was literally, just trying to survive, just living my daily life to survive. I was not born with a silver spoon. I was born with a normal spoon. But at the end of the day, I made it happen. Like I tell people, if I did not get scholarship, I don't think my parents could have afforded to send me money, because the school I eventually went to, Miami University, their tuition was about 40 something thousand for a year, which at that particular point in 2021 when I left, dollar was 350. At that particular point, it was like 40 something million naira. Where would my parents that amount of money to send me abroad? So I said that to say that I was not rich. I would probably say I was comfortable and, just trying to afford 3 square meal a day. So this was a picture of me back in Nigeria. And this was a picture of me when I traveled in July of 2021. And for some of you, like the flight is a very long one. So this was a picture of me after I arrived the following day in the US. I mean, this was my port of entry. So I'm just like, Lord, let me take picture and show my family member that I'm already in the US. And now this is a picture of me in the US. Of course, you can see that there's a US glow. Like I feel like I kind of like probably not double in size, but I mean I grew fatter kind of. So yeah, so before we go into the question and answer session, I'll be giving a little bit of disclaimer to say that everything that we'll be discussing in this question and answer session is based on my own personal experience and the personal experience of people that I have helped in the past, and it is based on the policy of the US government right now. And what that means is that the US government can introduce another policy next year. They can introduce another policy in years to come. Like we all know, they just literally finished their election and there's a new president. So that person can come and say, okay, this is how I want things to be done. But right now, whatever I'm saying is based on the current policy that is being adopted by the US government. So quickly, I'm sure you are wondering who can come to the US. Anyone that is willing to work and ready to take instant action, whether you are a graduate or you are an undergraduate student, you can come to the US. Anyone who finished with, NCE, PGD, HND, BSc, whatever degree you finished with, you can come to the US. Anyone who wants to relocate but doesn't have money to spend on expensive visa relocation costs, you can come to the US. If you have no work experience, whether you are 16 years old and you could not relocate through any other visa pathway, you can come to the US. Anyone who has written, their test of English proficiency, GMAT, GRE, all of those, you can come to the US. Anyone who doesn't have a family in the US who can, help them through spousal sponsorship or family reunification visa can come to the US. So, of course, there are different misconceptions about studying in the US. There are different myths about studying in the US. Part of it is that only the rich can study abroad, which I kind of already debunked because I said I was not necessarily rich when I was coming to study abroad. Also, people say that it's very difficult to get admission, but I'm telling you that it is not difficult to get admission. I mentor people every day. I mentor people year in, year out, and even they can tell you that it is not difficult to get admission. It is not difficult as people perceive it to be. Of course, there are a lot of work to it, but if you get to do proper research and you get a good guidance and you prepare your application material very well, it is not difficult to get admission. Also, people say that the cost of education is high. There is no doubt. Like I said, Miami University that I went to, that school is very expensive, even though it's a public institution. Like that is the same price with some private institution in the US. However, there are scholarship, there are grants, there are jobs, there are internship that can help you offset the cost. Also, people say language barrier, but technically we speak English in some African countries. We speak English in Ghana, we speak English in Nigeria. So I don't think that is even like an excuse or that should be like a misconception because we speak English. Of course, there are different variants of English. Of course, like, when I first came to the US, people were literally finding it very difficult to hear me. Like I literally had to repeat myself countless of times, but at the end of the day, they will open their ears and they will hear me the same way I will open my ears to hear them. Also, there are different accents. Even in the US, there are different accents in the US. The English in the South is different from the English in the West. The English in the North is different from the English in the Midwest. So at the end of the day, you will survive. As long as you can speak basic English and as long as you can understand English, also as long as you are attentive, because sometimes when they talk so, it might be a little, especially if you are new in a country. But right now, like if I talk, people hear me. If they talk, I also hear them because I've spent quite a number of time in the country. Also, people talk about cultural adjustment. Honestly, like let's come to think of it, relocating to a new country is hard. Like I tell people it's like you're starting your life from the very beginning. But however, US schools are very nice that they have different ways to make sure that like your adjusting is seamless. Like they have like different student organization club. They have like international offices that can help you navigate, feeling of homesickness. They can help you navigate um different things. Like they have different resources. They have center for Black students that you can go and see people that look exactly like you. They have different offices that can help you make your transition easy. Then some people talk about racism and discrimination, but let's be honest, is there no ethnicity problem in Nigeria as well? Even though technically it's not called racism, but honestly, ethnicity or tribal whatever that we have in Nigeria, that we have in Africa, is honestly the same thing as discrimination, is honestly the same thing as racism. You want to get a job because the person that is the boss, because the person is Igbo, and then, or probably the person is Yoruba, and then you are not Yoruba or you are not Igbo. The person is favoring people from their own ethnic group. That is discrimination. However, in the US, if you feel like you are being discriminated upon, you can report, and they would always take, appropriate measures. So I said that to say that that should not defy you, or that should not deter you from studying abroad. Like, people come in, year out, and they are fine. Like, literally, I'm not sure if I've like ever experienced like if I've ever experienced like a strong like racism or discrimination where somebody did it to my face. They can do it to my back, oh, but when somebody did it to my face, I've not experienced, because once you do it to my face, I'm going to report you and they are going to arrest you or whatever. So I'll be opening this session with some of the frequently asked questions that I've received as about moving to the US as a single or even through family, through scholarship, before I start taking your tailored made questions. So if you have any question for me, please start dropping it in the comment section. Once I am done, I will look through your question and then I will start taking them. So please start dropping those questions right now. You don't have to wait for me to get to that point. So the first one is, that scholarship available? Yes, scholarship are available. Second one is, can I apply for scholarship for a course different from what I studied initially? Yes, you can. Technically, I also changed my course, as long as you have a strong reason for making that transition from the course that you studied to the course that you want to study. Yes, you can get scholarship. Is it possible for my family to move to the US without GRE, without exam? Technically, yes, it is possible. For me, I moved to the US without writing any exam. If I was married at that point, I probably would have moved with my family, but I was a single Pringle, so I moved alone. What are my chances of gaining a scholarship as a HND student, HND graduate? Yes, your chances are high. The US usually asks that you have a 4-year degree, and I believe that HND is a 4-year degree because you spend 2 years in ND and you spend 2 years in HND, which is equivalent to a 4-year degree. So you have chances of getting scholarship if you do not limit yourself. Can I work in the full-time in the US after my study? Yes, you can work full-time in the US after your study. I am currently done studying and I've been working in the US for I think about 2 years now. So yes, you can work full-time in the US. Is assistantship available for undergraduate students? No, assistantship is not available for undergraduate students. However, there are other ways that undergraduate students can get funded: through scholarship, through grants, through applying for external scholarship as well. So you can get funding, but not necessarily assistantship. From the name, assistantship is usually graduate assistantship, so it's usually for graduate students. I have a 2-1 in science education. Do I have a chance of getting a fully funded scholarship? Is it possible even after leaving school since 2016? Honestly, my degree is also 2016. I only say 2017 because that was the exact year I finished, but my degree is 2016. And I came to the US in 2021. People come in, year out. When I came to the US in 2021, somebody had their degree since 2003. Something I need you to know is that there's no ageism in the US. So you definitely get scholarship. Even I had somebody when I was in grad school, second year of my grad school, the person was 40 years, and the person got admitted with scholarship to come and study for bachelor's degree. So the US does not discriminate based on age. They don't discriminate based on sex. There's no discrimination basically. So you will get scholarship. How can my family relocate with me at once? Your family can relocate with you if you get admission. You apply for F1, your family will apply for F2. They are dependent on you. Is there any age barrier? I think I already explained this. The US does not discriminate based on age. They don't discriminate based on any other factor. The US universities in the US accept students from National Open University of Nigeria. Yes, as long as your university is accredited in Nigeria. If your university is not accredited in Nigeria, the US is not going to accept it. But as long as your university, and this is not just for National Open University, any university, as long as your university is accredited, as long as your course is accredited, because I do know that there are some universities that are accredited, but there are some courses in those universities that are not accredited. But as long as those are accredited, yes, they will accept you. Can someone with a 2-2 in BSc apply for a scholarship? Yes. I have a friend that recently moved to the US in August. She finished with a 2-2 and she got fully funded scholarship. I have a master's degree and I have intention of going for PhD. I want to know if you can guide me. Yes, I can guide you. I'll be talking more towards a tailored made guidance as we move on. I had a 2-1 in my first degree. What are my chances of getting a scholarship if I apply for a PhD, given that I'm qualified? Is it possible to get a graduate assistantship role? I think you kind of already answered your question. You said you are qualified. So why should you not get the admission if you are qualified? Yes, it is possible for you to get a graduate assistantship role as well. I have MBA in supply chain management with a CGPA of 3.15. I would like to move to the US through a fully funded scholarship for my master's in business analytics. What are my chances of being successful? 99.9%. Can this work for an individual about 34 years with a third class degree? Yes, it can work as long as you are willing to put in the extra effort to show that, even though I'm not even talking about age right now, I'm talking about the low degree, that even though you finish with a third class, you still deserve a seat in American classroom. If I was the only one that did the IELTS, could I travel with my baby first and later summon my husband? Yes, you can, even though you didn't need to do the test of English proficiency, because most universities in the US waive the test of English proficiency for Nigerians, for most people in Africa, particularly people that have English as their official language. But since you did it, yes, you can travel with your baby. You can even travel with your husband, whatever it is you want to do. Yes, you can. Can I work while studying in the US? Yes, you can work while studying in the US. You're allowed to work for 20 hours per week in the US if you are studying. Once the school is in session, once school is not in session, you are allowed to work for up to 40 hours per week with the authorization from your international student office. Will this scholarship pathway work for me even if all I have is secondary or WAEC certificate? Yes, it can work for you. All you just need to do is apply for an undergraduate program. If you have WAEC certificate, of course, you know that you cannot jump to a graduate program. Even in Nigeria, we all know that from WAEC, you need a bachelor's degree. So as long as you're applying for a bachelor's degree, yes, it works for you. I know that the US is not for me because I am not a STEM student. Well, I'm also not a STEM student and I've been in the US for 4 years now and I'm doing okay. So is it possible to apply for multiple scholarship as once? Yes, I'm telling you, apply for multiple scholarship as you want. The year I came, I know somebody that had a graduate assistantship, had fellowship, and had grants. At the end of the day, this person was literally balling. So at the end of the day, if you have multiple scholarship at the same time, it just helps you. Like, even if your graduate assistantship is paying for your own money, at the end of the day, what it means is that you have a lot of monthly stipend, and too much of money does not hurt anybody. In fact, right now, if I see somebody to give me extra money, everybody needs money, okay? Can I apply for a master's or pre-master's with HND degree without transcript evaluation? Yes, you can. All you need to do is for you to look for schools that would not accept transcript evaluation from you. I tell people, when I was applying, I did not do transcript evaluation. I did not have that money to do. In fact, even official transcripts, that is not even transcript evaluation. I did not have money to submit official transcripts. So how will I have money to submit transcript evaluation? So that is why it's very important that you have a requirement for yourself as you go through your school search. And when you are looking for schools, you are looking for schools that are actually meeting your requirement as well. I have a diploma in midwifery. How do I study for a BSc in nursing? Just apply like a normal person would apply. Look for schools, apply for a BSc in nursing, wait for scholarship, and there you go. Are the scholarship program on site or remote? Most scholarship program are on site, especially if you are talking about graduate assistantship. Some scholarship program are also remote, but you will not be paid monthly stipend. And even though the scholarship are remote, it might necessarily not offer you fully funded program. But yes, if you want to study in the US, if you need a visa to study in the US, you have to be there in person. Is there a difference between scholarship and fellowship? Yes, there is a difference between scholarship and fellowship, although they are kind of very similar, because scholarship and fellowship, you don't have to do anything in return, unlike graduate assistantship that you have to work. Like, you're literally working, you're assisting the university in their purpose or in their mission. But for scholarship, it's just free, like you don't have to do anything. Fellowship is also free. Fellowship is usually like probably tailored for a specific purpose, but scholarship is, if a school has scholarship, they will give you. There are also some external scholarship that might be from like private organizations. But yes, there's a difference, but the difference is just a little bit. But also for fellowship, I feel like most people that usually qualify for Most people that usually qualify for fellowship are usually graduate students. I don't know. I think I might need to look into it. I don't know if undergraduate students qualify for fellowship, but yes, undergraduate students and everybody qualifies for scholarship. Do I have to return to my home country after my study year? I mean, this is dependent on you. Do you want to return to your home country? I'm going to return that question back to you. Do you want to return to your home country? Do I apply for scholarship before applying for admission? Do I apply for scholarship before I feel like this is dependent on your school. Some schools, when I was applying, they had the same thing for like scholarship and admission. Like as I was applying for admission, I was also applying for scholarship. Some schools will tell you that you have to get admission before you apply for scholarship. But at the end of the day, whether you apply for scholarship or not, if you don't get admission, you cannot get scholarship, if that makes sense. Like you need admission to actually get scholarship. I graduated from the university 10 years ago. Can I apply for a scholarship now? Yes, of course. I told you, no age barrier. Do I need my NYSC certificate? No. Who needs NYSC certificates? No, you do not need your NYSC certificates. I am 18. Can I do it myself? Yes, you can. I want you to personally handle everything for me. Yes, I can handle everything for you. I will talk more about the tailored made personal approach before we end this session. Can you confirm in the comment section that you are getting value, that like I've answered some of your questions so far? Please put it in the comment section so that I know that I am answering your questions, like some of the questions in your heart. So I have put together the step-by-step process that you can clone to get admission, even as a non-STEM student. Whether you're a non-STEM student, whether you're a STEM student, I can back scholarship for yourself in the next 90 days. And then you can pack your stuff and fly to the US. So would you be interested in knowing everything inside the No Exam to the USA scholarship blueprint? Put it in the comments. Would you be interested? So technically, like the No Exam to USA scholarship blueprints is just like a step-by-step practical guide to get your USA admission, to secure fully funded scholarship, to relocate to the US with your family, and then become a permanent resident without wasting money on any travel agent or writing any exam, as long as you are age 18 or even age 16 and above. So here's an overview of what you get in the blueprint. You get the easiest ways to conduct a search for US universities that will offer you admission and cover all your expenses. You get how to request for scholarship or assistantship, application fee waiver, and monthly stipend for your course. You get how to find assistantship by yourself. You get a verified list of universities in the US with assistantship and scholarship. You get how to make faculty connection, verified list of schools that waive all the exams for international students, tips on how HND second class and third class graduates can secure admission in the US. That person that asked me about graduating with a third class, you will get how you can get admission in the US. You get guide on how to prepare for your university application, how to email professor for a spot in their lab, plus a sample email, how to increase your chances of approval for USA study visa, and step-by-step process for F1 visa and all the documentation that you require, because it's not just about getting admission. Visa is also another big thing, if that makes sense. Then you also have free access to a support group. Now, as if that is not enough, there are also like special action taker bonuses. You have like unlimited Telegram updates, how to secure a job within 30 days of arrival while studying in the US, how to write convincing additional essay for non-STEM students, how to find and live on free accommodation in the US, step-by-step guide on how your families can travel with you to the US, how to apply and secure loan if you want, how to crush your SAT, and important items to bring at the port of entry. So obviously, I'm not going to charge you 4,000. I mean, that is the total worth of everything, but I am not insensitive, and I'm not going to charge you 4,000, even though it is worth it. Um, so let me ask you a question. How much do you think is going to be fair price for you? Even though the whole value is 4,000 US dollars, how much do you think is going to be a fair price for you? So if this blueprint, if everything it did for you is to help you relocate to the US without writing any exam and without wasting money on agents or wasting money writing any exam, do you think it's going to be worth 4,000 US dollars? If everything it did was to help you come to the US, and then even at the end of the day you are getting more than 4,000 US dollars, do you think it's going to be worth it? But anyway, like I said, I'm not going to charge you 4,000. I'm not going to charge you 1,000, not even 500, not even 100. To get started, all you need is $75, which is equivalent of 100,000. However, today, because you're on the live question and answer, there is good news for you. And the good news is that if you are starting right now until 11:59 p.m., you get access to it for $30, which is 39,999 naira. Now, how do I get started? You need to ask for the purchase link from the person that invited you. So ask for the purchase link from the person that invited you. After 11:59, your access goes back to 49,999 for the next 48 hours, after which it goes back to the normal price, which is 100,000 after 48 hours. So give me account details. This is the account details, but I would ask you to ask the person that invited you so that you can get the discounts as appropriate. Now, you can get access for 39,900 within 48 hours instead of 100,000. You get access to database of USA student approved visa transcript. Like I said, visa is also a big thing. I feel like most people talk about admission being difficult, but I even feel like the visa is more difficult than the admission, because admission is very easy to get. But not to worry, like I have a lot of people that have come to the US and they got their visa. And also, I did my visa interview once and I was not rejected. So I got my visa once. And I have a lot of testimonies about people that even before they met me, they kept getting their visa denied. But when I spoke to them, they got their visa approved, because it's not even just about like information as well. I'm also praying, because I pray for everybody that buys the course as well. Okay. So I'll send you a list of 5 institutions that are currently giving out scholarship. As we know, this is the season of application. So if you want to come in 2025, this is the right time for you, because schools are kind of already wrapping up their application process. So if you really want to do this is the right time for you. So like I said, 11:59 today, 39,999. After tonight, within 48 hours, 49,999. After then, that will be 100,000 naira. Now, for those of you that want a private one-on-one session with me, for bachelor's and master's degree holder, this will include admission and scholarship application insights, documents review, SOPs, like university or program search, expert advice, F1 visa mock interview, both ins and even like the normal F1 visa mock interview. There is a price for that. Like, as you know, like the personal consultation I spoke about is like a course. You don't, I mean, aside from the Telegram updates or whatever, you don't get to interact with me one-on-one. Also, aside from, like when you have question and I answer, like I'm not going to review your essay if you are buying the ebook, but if you pay for personal consultation, I would review your essay, help you with whatever it is, just generally technically hold your hand. Okay, so right now, because of the number of people that I currently have in personal consultation, and also this is December, a girl has to rest, I'm only going to take 5 people from this training tonight. So you can book your personal consultation, your one-on-one consultation, for 50K, and that expires tonight at 11:59 p.m. today, or it goes back to 75K from 12 a.m. tomorrow morning. So if you're interested in personal consultation, again, I would say contact the person that sent you the email. After you contact the person, they would send you like a way for you to make payments, after which an email will be sent to you for you to message me on WhatsApp. Then you will get like a date or time that is favorable for both of us to meet. There's also a support group for people that paid for personal consultation, where people ask questions and they get answers to their questions. So you would also be added on that group. Now, this will work for you. Like, I think I kind of already said this earlier, whether you are 16, whatever degree that you possess, whatever age that you possess, whether you are Nigerian, Ghanaian, as long as you are from an African country that you speak English. If you are and even if you are not from African country that you speak English, as long as English has been your mode of instruction, because I do know that there are some countries that don't speak English, but they went to international schools, so this will work for you. So whether you have written exam and you're not satisfied with your result, or you have not even written exam at all, this will work for you. So I know there are a lot of fraudulent guys online these days. So how do you trust me? How real am I? First of all, this is my face. And obviously I would not want, people to, I mean, because of 39,999 naira, like I would not want to jeopardize my chances. Okay. Also, there are a lot of review online. Also, if you type my name on social media, you see me, like my name is literally everywhere. I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on YouTube, I'm literally everywhere. So why would I want to jeopardize that chance because of a little amount? Also, I've helped people, like I said, Ololade sent me message. She got 21,000 US dollars, which is equivalent to 21 million. Daniel was able to secure 32,000 in scholarship. As you can see, 32,000, that is almost 40 million naira. This is Theo, is a graduate and he intends to implement what I have said. He's coming to the US with a scholarship over 14 million naira. So there are testimonies. That's what I'm saying. I am not a scam. Also, this is one of the applicants I supported in the past. She got her visa approved. I pray for her since I have done my part, and she came bearing good news. As you can see, her visa got approved. So there are testimonies. There are different testimonies. So I am ready to answer your question now. If you have not dropped your question, please drop your questions now and I'll be skimming through to answer them. Okay, so I studied agriculture engineering in my HND days. Can I change? I think I already answered your question. Yes, you can change course if you have a strong reason. How can I get a fully funded scholarship to study law in the US as an undergraduate student? Okay, this one we are going to actually talk about this because I feel like this is also like a very frequently asked question. So the way it is in Nigeria is different from the way it is in the US. There are some courses that you cannot study directly in the US, courses such as doctor, courses such as physiotherapy, courses such as law. You cannot get them as an undergraduate course in the US. However, so in case somebody is also asking me the same question about medicine, I'm answering your question together now. However, something you can do is to come for a regular course that is close to law. So you can come for a political science course, you can come for a government economics, something that is a little bit close to law. Then after your 4 year in college, you go to law school. That is how it works. You go to law school. So to get scholarship to study, to go to law school, there are scholarship, but that is after you are done with your 4 year. To get scholarship to come for undergrad, you can come, but when you are done, you cannot get law. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying at the long run. You cannot get law. What you will get is probably international relation, international law, things like that. But law in its entirety, you cannot get law. When you are done with your 4 year of college, you write your LCAS exam that would allow you to go to law school. What is the total cost of getting visa to study in the US with scholarship? I don't think I understand this question. Are we talking about visa or we are talking about admission? There are two different things. Visa is what would allow you travel. So whether you get scholarship or not, if you don't have visa, you cannot study abroad. So are you asking for the total cost of visa or what exactly are you asking about? I graduated with BSc Anatomy, but I wish to have my MSc and PhD in physiotherapy. What are the steps? And also give me a list of universities with scholarship. Oh, this one is very, very simple. Just apply, research for schools, apply. There are so many PhD program in physiotherapy that are actually looking for people. Like I have a friend last year that would always tell me he's currently studying physiotherapy. Anytime they have like an opening in their lab, he will tell me and I will send it to my network. So an example of a school that you can look into is the University of Texas at Dallas. Please, can I get your physical office here in Nigeria? I am currently in the US, but I partner with Create Sale, so you can ask the person that sends you a message to send you the Create Sale address. But if you are going there hoping to meet me, it is not possible because I'm currently in the US. Like I said, I work full time in the US right now, so you're not going to find me in that office. Um, Please, when can we start to apply and what is the procedure? Honestly, you have to start to apply now because like I said, for US admission, you need like a lot of months for you to apply, particularly if you are looking to apply for 2025, which is August 2025. This is already December. Most schools have their deadline December, January, February. So apply now. If you are looking to apply in spring of 2026, this is also the best time to start applying. So that is why I am coming to you to bring the course to you, to bring the personal consultation to you, to hold your hand so that you can apply. Don't allow, so many times since 2017, I used to say, well, I want to study. I dreamt about it. But as long as I didn't take active step, I did not get results until when I started taking steps. And now look at it. I said I started in 2019. I mean, I was supposed to travel in 2020. So 2019, I started in 2019 to actually travel 2020. That is to show you that there is, that is to show you that it takes time because there is visa. It takes time. But I was unable to travel in 2020 because, of course, COVID happened and COVID spoiled all the plan. So I had to defer my admission, and that is why I traveled in 2021. Please tell us how to get started and the course for prospective students. How to get started. Research schools, apply to schools. I don't understand what you mean by cost for prospective student, because different institutions have different costs. For example, I said Miami University. Miami University is part of the most expensive public universities in the US. Miami University is expensive. Some schools might not be as expensive as Miami University, like minor states. Minor state is not that expensive. So I cannot tell you what is the cost for prospective students. It is dependent on what you are applying for. And also, this is all about getting scholarship. So if I'm talking about cost, I feel like that defeats the purpose for other people that want scholarship. But I mean, if you are wealthy and you want to pay for your admission yourself, just look for a school that aligns with your purpose and apply to the school. Yes, like I said, there's a physical office for Create Sell. But if you are going there and hoping that you meet me, you cannot meet me. Like I said, I am in the US and I am not in Nigeria. So, but there are physical office, there are people that you can talk to if you are scared that, okay, so that you won't get scammed. There are people that you can talk to. But personally, if you want to meet me, you cannot see me in Nigeria. If you come to the US, yes, you can meet me. I can give you the address of my office. You can come and meet me there. Where can I get your physical message? The person that invited you to the live session, they will give you the physical address. The prices of your packages we send to us via the interested person. I don't think I understand. Okay, this is someone. Please, can we have access to a replay of this presentation, because I came in very late because of a church meeting? Yes, there will be a replay. Please, how much should one be budgeting as a proof of fund for MSc? So when I went to the embassy, I did not have to have proof of fund. Why? Because I got scholarship, and the scholarship I got was more than enough for how much I needed. The total cost that they gave me was like 43,000 US dollars, and I think I had like 45,000 US dollars in scholarship. So I didn't have to go to the embassy. But some people get fully funded, but they still have deficit of like $600. So I would say whatever amount you are going to, it is hard for me to tell you to budget. It is dependent on the deficit that you have. People have $100, like as small as $100 is. So what I tell people is whatever your deficit meaning the number of money that is remaining after they've calculated your scholarship, after they've calculated everything, the amounts of money that you need to show at the embassy. So I tell people to go to the embassy with more than that amount. So for instance, if your deficit is $100, for instance, go to the embassy with probably $500 or $200, but make sure you go with more than that amount. Also, sometimes they might not even ask you, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Like, the US interview is in person. It's not like Canada where you submit your documents. So, but just hold it just in case you are being asked. But if your interview goes well, the visa officer should not even ask you for your bank statements. I just said it that you cannot apply for law. Why are you asking me if you apply for law again? I just told you cannot apply for law. You can get on a course that is close to law. If you want to go to law, you have to go to law school. You cannot apply for law. Their thing is very different here. You need to go to law school. You need to pass the exam to go to law school. Something you can do is apply for a course that is similar to law. So you can't apply for law. You can't apply for doctor. You can't apply to be a doctor straight up. You can get on a pre-med program like like neuroscience, like biomedical, engineering, and after you are done, you take exam to go to law school. You can even be on a biochemistry major. Go to exam, take exam to go to medical school. Same thing applies to law. Take exam and go to law school, but you need you need a 4 year degree to go to law school. Their law is very difficult. Not difficult. It's it's time consuming. Same thing as medicine. It's time consuming here. It's not the woo to the answer that we do in Nigeria. So let us keep dropping our questions. Um, so I'm just going to talk about the offer again. Why we drop our questions. I want you to know that after the next 48 hours, what would happen is that all the bonuses will be removed. You will not have access to our paid support group, and you'll be left to figure everything out by yourself. There will not be free question and answer session, because every month I do free question and answer for people that have paid for the course, and I answer the questions that they have in their hearts. Then fees will become twice the price. Without proper guidance, your relocation journey will continue to be a dream. Imagine how I dreamed from 2017 up until 2019. I kept saying I wanted to study, but because I did not have the right information, because I did not have the right guidance. I did not have the right guidance. At the end of the day, I did not take any step. So if I were you, I'm going to use the little amount, whether it's personal consultation you want to pay for, or is the course you want to pay for, or you are just like, I want to pay for the two so that I have absolute knowledge of what it entails. I would advise you use this small money to actually secure your future. If I had somebody that did this back then in 2019, I would have done it. Like even back then in 2017, I would have done it. I would have looked for the money because of how desperate I was, because I was just tired. I'm like, I just needed something. I just needed to change my life. But at the end of the day, things worked out for me, but it took time and it took effort. So that's my advice for you. Do we have more questions? The packages you talked about, can we get the video clips instead of documents format? What package are you talking about? Let me know, please. Please, how much is visa fee? Visa fee right now is 185 dollars right now. So you convert it to your local currency, and that is the amount you pay. Right now, conversion rate is kind of like moving up, moving down. So whenever you want to pay, is dependent on the amount that it is, that the exchange rate is at that particular point when you want to pay. So yeah, your investment into this blueprint is 100% risk-free. So if you are not satisfied after implementation of the program contained in this product, if it did not produce expected results, you will get a refund. That is for the ebook. But before you pay for personal consultation, make sure that you know that you are ready to actually work, because that is more fast-paced. Make sure that you are ready to actually work. So now you have two choices. The first option is for you to do nothing and not take this leap of faith, which is 100% risk free. The second one is for you to take advantage of these small investments. Use your tiny money right now to secure your future. And by this time next year, maybe you also even have a course guiding people, because I tell people, if I have helped you, also help other people. That is the beauty of life. If somebody helps you, don't gatekeep information to yourself. Also help other people. Who knows, maybe next year we are kind of collaborating together, or we are kind of doing something together, like I've done with people that have helped in time past, asking them to give me their insights, give me their experiences. But you need to take action. So I can't wait to welcome you to the US. I'm rooting for all of you with my exceptional information, and may your study abroad in the US be fulfilled. I'm still going to hang around for the next 10 minutes. It's currently 1:50 here, 12:50 here rather. So I'm going to wait till it is 1 p.m. in the US. So if you have any question, this is the right time for you to drop it. I have contacted one of the person that invited me to this program, but they said that they cannot be seen physically. So I don't know why they said so. Well, I don't know, but like I said, I am in the US. So if you are looking for a physical office, I don't know how to help you. This is like an online ebook. So if you know you have issues with like trust, let me know exactly what the problem is so that I can address it, because I am in the US. I don't know how you want to see me, except if you want to come to the US. So I don't know. But if you have issues with like trust, like I said, I am literally everywhere. You can search for my name. My name is Ruth Olainkoluwafemi. I'm literally everywhere. I am on LinkedIn. I am on Instagram. I am on Telegram. I am on TikTok. what other social media? The only social media platform I don't have right now is Thread, because I'm just like, social media, limits your interaction with people. So I don't want to get any social media, but literally I am on every social media platform. For if you Google my name right now, you will see me everywhere. So why would I want to jeopardize that chance because of 39,999 naira? Like, it's money that is not even enough for me to eat lunch or breakfast in the US. So yeah. But yeah, that's the only thing I can say right now. So yeah, if you have any question that would help you trust better, probably you can drop it so that I can answer your question. And that's why you're not paying into my account directly. As you can see on the account, it's not my name that is there. My own name is Ruth Olayinkoluwafemi. It's not my name that is there. It's just to make sure that people are able to trust. That's why I partnered with another company, because once you tell people to pay into your account, they feel like, oh, she wants to scam me. So there's no scamming. You're not paying directly into my account. If by God's grace one gets admitted in any of the university, can one go with? Yes, of course, you can go with dependents. You can go with dependents. Yes, you can. Your dependents, your husband, those are your dependents. You cannot go with your siblings too. You cannot go with your parent too. Your dependent is your husband and your children that are not up to 21 years old. So let us get that clear. Keep dropping your questions. I'm still here. If you don't have any question, then you can probably leave. But like I said, I'll be here till 1 p.m., which is 1 plus 7, which is 8 p.m. in Nigeria, just to answer whatever question that you have. But if you don't have any more question, you can look through and decide which one you want to do, whether you want to do personal consultation, or you want to do the ebook, or you want to do both, or you don't want to do anything. Honestly, if you know what you are doing, I tell people it's not a do or die affair. You don't have to get ebook, you don't have to get ebook, you don't have to get personal consultation to get admission to the US. If you know what you are doing and you have idea of what you are doing, go ahead and apply. Okay, go ahead and apply. You don't have to pay for any of this. Is just a way to help people that need extra guidance, if that makes sense. So it's not like, oh, you have to pay for you to get admission. No, it is based on your own personal preference. Okay, so yeah. Please ask more questions. Well, I'm here till 1 p.m., which is in 6 minutes time. As an educationist, can I get a scholarship to study in the US? Yes, I studied education. I don't know if you were here at the beginning of the live session where I said that I finished with English language and education. So I studied education in the US as well, and I currently work full time in a US university in the US. So yes, you can get scholarship to study in the US. 5 more minutes. Let's keep asking our questions, please. Please, we'll be happy to rewatch the live session because I came in late. Yes, you'll be able to rewatch the live session. I think there should be a replay of the live session. 4 more minutes. Drop your questions if you have your questions, okay? What is the percentage assurance that will get admission if I purchase Blueprint? The percentage is 99.9%. The remaining 1% is dependent on you, because if you receive information and you're not doing anything with the information, there's literally nothing anybody can do for you. If you're supposed to apply to school and you're not applying to school, admission will not come and meet you at home. If you're supposed to be writing a good and strong essay and you're not doing that, they will probably read your application material and push it to the side. But if you're talking about percentage, the percentage is 99.9% that you get admission and then you get scholarship. The remaining 1% is dependent on the pace at which you are working. And that is what I tell people before you even, I think it's even part of like the introduction for the course. Make sure that you are coming with a willingness, like you're coming with that eagerness to actually apply everything that is in the course. So I tell people the fact that you get so many people will purchase the course, but they will never even open the course. So it's not just by purchasing the course, it's by are you ready to apply everything that is in the course. Is there a particular MSc grade that is required for a PhD scholarship? No, there is no particular, although most schools ask for a 3.0 on a scale of 4.0 GPA, but there has also been other proven ways for people to get admitted to the US for either master's or a PhD program, even though they have low GPA, which is some schools will tell you to take exam, some schools will tell you to write a reason. I know somebody that I'm currently, guiding personally right now. We're able to write essay on as to why their GPA was low, and now they've applied to school. So fingers crossed, we are expecting admission as well as scholarship. Is it possible to get admission and get visa the following months? It's dependent on when you get the admission, but something that they say is that you can only do your visa interview 90 days to the start of your program. Is it 90 or 120 days? Either 120 or 90 days, I will confirm before the start of your program. So sometimes you might get admission in December. If you are planning to come for 2024, which is August, you cannot get your visa. You have to wait. You have to count down 90 or 120 days before you actually apply for your visa interview. So yeah. Please, how long does the application process takes before one gets the scholarship to study in the US? I think I just told you that if you are applying for August 2025, you need to start now, because in fact you should have started a long time ago. But if you are starting now, that is also not too late, because most schools have their deadline in December, January, February, and March. So you can still meet up if you are starting now, because I know you do need to gather your material. And also something else is, for US admission, there are a lot of process. You need to get your transcripts, you need your international passport, you need to get your recommendation letter, you need to make sure that you are writing your essay, writing your resume, all of those things. But once you get it, you've gotten it. So I would say when it comes to the process, I would say start a year before you come to maybe not a year, like 6 months before your start date. So for August, I mean, it's already too late for January 2025, which is spring of 2025. But right now, we are talking about fall of 2025, which is August, if you start now. So if you start in December, you have December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. You have 9 months before your start date. I hope I answered your question. Okay, we've come to the end of the live question and answer. If you have more questions, you can drop it for the person that invited you, and they will do well to answer your question as well. But yes, I wish you all the best. Again, I'm going to tell you that it's not just about dreaming, it's also about doing, taking active step. It's also not just about purchasing the course, it is not just about purchasing personal consultation. Is, are you willing to take the instruction? Are you willing to actually use everything that is being said there? So yes, Thank you so much for joining question and answer session, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Make sure you actually work so that we can meet in the US, and the next time you are on the call with me, it's not like you are still in Nigeria. So bye.
All right, once again, can you hear me? All right, once again, can you hear me? Hello, for those still on the call, uh, thanks to Yola for that presentation. So there are just two of us, Ola made on this call, and you can reach out to the person that invited you for this event. Hello, for those still on the call, to get access. So you can go for the do-it-yourself blueprint, that contains a step-by-step process from uh, searching for admission to searching for scholarship, getting admission, and all that. To your F1 visa application, to for visa application for a dependent, and all of that. The whole step-by-step process has been recorded, and with the sample documents needed where necessary, and put together as the no exam to US blueprint that is available tonight up for grab for 39,999 naira, and that expires tonight. And for a personal Zoom consultation call with Olayinka, she's gonna jump on Zoom call with you. Uh, just a Zoom call, and just look at your profile, and I'm able to recommend what suitable for you in terms of uh, school program and all of those. You know, the Zoom consultation is what is up for 49,999 naira, up until 11:59 p.m. tonight too. And this 2 offer expires 11:59 p.m. tonight, and prices jump up. So reach out to the person that invited you. Talk to them to share the link to get access to this program. And for those asking for the office, right, Create Sale is we're located in different part of the world. We have office in Nigeria. We have office in Accra, and I'm also in the United States as well. So for those in Nigeria, you can message the WhatsApp number to get access to that information, or just Google Createl. I mean, it's not like that hidden to find any address or whatever it is. But yeah, this is a digital product and really does not need any address. You can, once you make payment, you get instant access to the program. If you make a payment via the link share with you with the person that invited you, you get instant access, right? So I think that should be all for now. uh I think everything is clear. I'm not sure there's any other thing going on again. So yeah, thanks everyone, and do have a lovely evening. So yeah, do make use of the offer being made tonight, right? Make use of the offer being made tonight. I think that's all I'll say to you. Thank you, and have a great evening. Bye.